Good morning, students. Am I audible?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
So, students, today basically we are going to start some basic concepts of C programming. Okay, and from this lab, basically we are going to execute and write, or you can say to find out the mistakes of any program, and then just basically get familiar with C. That is how to write any program. Okay, so just wait. I'm sharing my screen. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see, as I told you people in last week, and that we are going to do our C programs. So we can do in so many ways. First of all, if you have only your mobile phones, then you can execute your programs by using any online compiler. Okay. Uh, you can see here, I just open here onlinegdb.com. This is a compiler which is basically used for running C programs or any other programming. In this compiler, we can write our program very easily and then we can execute. Okay, but for this, you need to be connected with internet all the time. Okay, so this is one drawback. But if you have your own laptop or computer, so you can do one thing. You can, like, if you have Windows installed in your like laptop or computer, then you can install any compiler, which I think discuss you in the first class, which you like Turbo C, Visual Studio. There are so many compilers. Okay, you can just download it from the internet, then you can run your programs. Okay, and if you have Linux installed, then there is no issue. Just go to terminal, and in last lab, I think all of you have studied how to like write any program, how to execute, and all that. Okay, so today we are basically going to start C program. So C, first of all, just remove this thing, okay? Because we want to just study from the very basic. So, for example, in C programming, if you want to like print anything, okay? If you want to print anything in the screen, then how you can write it, okay? So let's see. First of all, in C, there are some header files. Okay, so what is the meaning of header file? All of you can see here. Here I have written hash include stdio.h. In C programming, there are some header files. Okay, in your theory classes and also in your tutorial classes, you are basically going to just learn more about header files, its syntax, okay, data types and all that. So basically, we are not going in depth of it. Okay, so you will study all this thing in your theory classes, but for now, just understand in C programming there are some header files. So what is the use of header files? By using header files, basically we can include something which is predefined. So what is the meaning of predefined? Like here I have written hash include stdio.h. So meaning of stdio means what? Standard input output. STDIO means standard input output. Means wherever you are just going to write any program in C, first of all you have to always add this. Okay, because the motive of any program is to like do some calculation or print something. So if you want to print something, then obviously you have to give output. If you want to calculate something, then also you just give output to the user. So this thing is mandatory, input output. So for just taking input as well as for displaying output, we have to include this header file hash include stdio.h. Okay, now we want to just add something. So there is a function. There is a function, and the function is known as main. So main function is the, what can I say, main function. That's why its name is main. Means without the main function, we can't execute anything. Means whenever, and always remember, program execution starts from main. Okay, you may do one thing. You can write main. Slowly we will study about that. We can write main anywhere, but program will always start to execute from the main, and you have to always write main. And under the main function, we have to write something. So in this program, as I say that we want to print something. So for printing something also, there is a predefined function. Okay, in C programming, always remember there are some predefined functions. So we don't have to like define that function for doing that work. But what we have to do that, we have to call them and we have to write that in a proper manner. Okay, means if you have to write in a lowercase case letter, then you have to write in that. Okay, so C is case sensitive. What is the meaning of case sensitive? Means you can't write like here I have written main as small m-a-i-n. You can't write like capital M. Okay, so C is case sensitive. Now just write printf. So what is the meaning of printf? Means we want to, so just write anything. For example, hello, I'm an IT. Okay, then just run. You have to select the language from here, C language, and then just see. What is the output? Hello, MNNIT. Means this is a very basic program where we just did one thing. We just print hello, MNNIT. You can print anything. We did not add any space. So just add one space here. So we have added one space. Now just run. So see, hello MNNIT. Now one space has been added. And now the second line. This is our C programming lab. Now, for example, you want to print this line after this line, means in next line. Okay, here we have printed this thing in one line. So if you want to print this line in the new line, then you can add new line. N. The meaning of this symbol is that we want to add a new line after hello MNNIT. Okay, so just run it. Now see, hello MNNIT. This is our C programming lab. Okay, it is clear. Now, this is the very basic program, but just remember that you have to understand each and everything of this first program, because this is the just core thing. If you did not understand what this like int main, what this is printf, and this /n, this header file, then further you are not going to execute all the programs. Okay, so first of all, just understand this program. Now this is a basic program. Okay, in this program basically we have studied how to print any one line, how to print two line, how to add space, how to add a new line and all that. But for now, if you want, for example, to just add two numbers, okay, any two numbers. So in this program, what happens? We did not take any input. What we did, we just print, means we just display output. But now what you want? We want to calculate something. So for calculating something, what we have to do? We have to take inputs first. Okay, then we'll calculate, then we'll just give the output. So now how we can do that? So for example, just remove these two lines, and these things are as it is. Okay, in every program you have to just add this. So include str.h, int main, and function is all fine. Now we want to like take two numbers. So first of all, we want to just calculate sum of two numbers. Okay, summation of two numbers. So how many numbers will require? 3 numbers. Why? First number, second number, and the third one, we will display the sum. Okay, so you can write int. The meaning of int is the number is an integer. Integer means this is not fractional, like it is 1, 2, anything. Okay, so int number 1, this is known as data type. Okay, this is known as data type. So data type means data type will basically tell us what the type of the data means. Is if it is a integer, if it is a float, okay, it's fractional, and all about the sizes also. In your theory classes, you will study about every data type has some size. So basically, int will define that this is integer data type. So this is the number 1. Okay, then we can define number 2. Okay, and then comma sum. Okay. Now, okay, after sum you have to add semicolon. So how we have written integer number 1, comma number 2, comma sum. Now we have to calculate. Okay, so before that, first of all, we want to print something to the screen. So we are entered two integers. Okay, or first just see here, or we can do here also number 1 or number 4 sum. Okay, so see, sum is 6. Now what we did, we just take two integer variables, number 1 equal to 2 and number 2 equal to 4, and then we take another third variable which will store the sum of these two numbers. So this is a third variable sum. What sum will store? Number 1 plus number 2, means now sum will store 4 plus 2, 6. Now what do we want to display? We just want to display the sum. So sum is percentage %d. Why percentage %d? Because here we define these numbers as integer. Integer number 1, number 2, and sum. So whenever we are just take the integer value, then we have to write percentage %d. If we are going to take float values, then percentage %f, and like that. Okay, then we just want to display sum. So this is one way to add two numbers. But there is a problem of this program. So what is the problem? See, in this program, this thing is fixed. Means whenever we will execute the program, we will get the output as a 6. But in good programming practice always tells the program should be user friendly. So what is the meaning of user friendly? If I can write a program so that each and every time can give it the output which we want, or if we want to each and every time just do another things, then we can say this is a good program. So for that, what we have to do, we have to just take this number from the screen. Means here the number is fixed, but if we want to just create a calculator, so calculator is what? Calculator is flexible. It will give the output as per our requirement. So if we can write a program in that manner, then this is very good. So for that, what we have to do, just remove this thing. Now I just define integer number 1, number 2 and sum. Now we have to take some numbers from the keyboard. So just write enter 2 numbers. Means we are telling the user that enter 2 numbers. Now what the user will do, he or she will give some numbers. So okay, so here I have used another new function. This is known as scanf. So what is the purpose of scanf? Scanf will take the input from the keyboard. What is the meaning of keyboard? Whenever we are going to execute this program, the program will ask us to give some numbers. So we are giving that number from the keyboard. So keyboard will help us. This is a function which is predefined. So scanf will do what? It will take the input from the keyboard. So as I told you that integer is a data type, and we define the integer data type as %d. So here we are going to take 2 numbers. So 2 times we have to write %d, %d. So here I have added one space, then comma, ampersand, ampersand number 1. Ampersand number 1 means the number which we are going to take from the keyboard. It is defined like that. And here also you have to add ampersand number 2. Now we have taken the number from the keyboard. Now we can calculate the sum. So sum is what? Number 1 plus number 2. Now just print sum. Sum is %d sum. Now check. Now see, what is the output? Enter 2 numbers. Means now the program tell us give 2 numbers. So here I have given 5 and 8. Press enter. So sum is 13. Again run. Again check. 1 plus 1. Sum is 2. Now see. Now the program, we can say this is super flexible. Means it will give the output as per our requirement. Okay. Now you can do other thing also. Here I have just find out the sum. If you want to find out like difference, okay, then write diff. What is the difference? Number 1 minus number 2. If you want to know the multiplication, we can define mul equal to number 1 star number 2. If you find the division, division number 1 divided by number 2. For example, now see these 3 variable, okay, these 3 variable is not defined. Defined means here we have defined number 1, number 2 and sum. But now we have added difference, multiplication and division. So we have to add them also. Right? Diff, difference, multiplication and division. Now see, now all the things is defined. Just remember one thing, we can write any name, okay? It is not fixed that you have to write number 1, number 2. You can give any name to any variable, but for our understanding purpose, we given here some difference, multiplication and division, so that we can understand. Now, what do you want? We just want to print like difference, multiplication and division, for example. So what we have to do? Difference is %b diff, multiplication is comma mul, and division is this division. Okay. Now run. Enter two numbers. Okay. So we can give, for example, 10 space 2. See, sum is 12. You can see here sum is 12. Difference is 8. Multiplication is 20 and the division is 5. Now, as I told you that here we did not add the new line. So you can add new line here. New line. New line. And here also you can add new line. Okay. Now just run. Now it will be more beautiful. Okay. 10 space 2. Now see. Now just see what is the output. Sum is 12, difference is 8, multiplication is 20, division is 5. Okay. So those who don't have any idea of C programming, and this is your like first class of C programming, so just take the screenshot of this program so that it will be beneficial for you, because whenever we are going to give you the assignment, so that you can do all the work. Okay. And today's lab, because this is the very first lab of your C programming, in today's lab, we are going to give you one assignment of C programming, and the assignment contains 10 questions. And all the 10 questions are very basic. Means either you have to print something, either you have to calculate something, which you can take value from the keyboard, or you can just fix the values like that. So by the concept of this program, you can do, you cannot execute all the programs. Okay. So I think there is no doubt in this program, any of you. If any of you have any doubt, you can just clear now. Okay. So if you don't have any doubt, just wait. I'm just uploading the assignment. Okay.
Ma'am, in this we have written int main. Can we write any other data type like char main or float main?
No, main is always int, because it always return one value which is positive. Okay, basically you can write here return 0, but this is by default. See, return 0. Then also your program will be executed, but it is already understand that yes, main function will always return 0. The meaning of that is that main function is true. As I talked or told all of you in the first class, the computer only understands 0 and 1. So int main means this will return one value, either 0 or 1. And 0 means for this main that it is true. That's why it is integer. Main function will not like float or character. But yes, the other values can be anything. If you want to just calculate fractional values, you can write float here. And the this thing will be %f. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Just wait, I'm uploading. Okay, your assignment has been uploaded. Just download it, check it once. But before that, just I'm sharing my screen so that you can get a basic idea what you have to do in this assignment. Okay. So see, this is your assignment. Okay, and as I told that in this assignment there is 10 questions. Now just see what you have to do. First question is write a program. WAP means write a program to print information about yourself. So this is the very basic program which I have shown you. Just basic, you can use just basic printf function. So here in this program you can print anything what you want to print about yourself, like your name, your branch, your registration number, your college name, your semester, your year, and all the information. Okay. So this is very easy. Next, program 2. So what is the program 2? Write a program in C that takes input through keyboard for two integer variables and calculate their sum, difference, multiplication, and division. So just now I have shown you this program, how to take the values from the keyboard and calculate all these things. Okay. Then there are some questions. Okay. These questions are also very easy, but you have to first calculate the things in your copy, then you just write your program. So see, this is a very good practice. If the program is very basic, then there is no need to calculate in your copy. But if there is some calculation or if there is some logic which you have to implement, then always write the logic in your copy, then just give that logic into a programming form. So as you can see in this third question, Rajesh basic salary is input through the keyboard. Means you have to take the salary through the keyboard. So for example, you have taken a salary as 1000. For example, his DA is 40% of basic salary. So if his salary is 1000 rupees, so 40% of 1000 rupees is 400 rupees, and house rent allowance is 20% of 1000 rupees, so 200 rupees. So write a C program to calculate his gross salary. So what will be his gross salary? 1000 plus 400 plus 200. So you have to display the final answer. Now there is question number 4. The distance between two cities is input through the keyboard. So you have to input within kilometer. For example, the distance between two cities is 100 kilometer. So write a program to convert and print this distance in meter, feet, inches, and centimeters. So what you have to do? You have to write a program which will convert this kilometer to meter, to feet, to inches and centimeters. So I think all of you know now what is the, like 1 kilometer is how many meter, how many feet, how many inches, how many centimeters. If you don't know, you can just Google that how many kilometer is how many meters and all that. Then just give that idea in a programming form. Then there is question number 5. If the marks obtained by a student in 5 different subjects are input through the keyboard. So for example, like mathematics, physics, chemistry, for example, like biology or C programming, then find out the aggregate marks. Okay. And percentage marks obtained by the student. Assume maximum marks in each subject is 100. So if there is 5 different subjects, means the total marks is what? 500. So what is the aggregate marks? For example, the student get 90 in each subject. So he gets 450 out of 500. And what you have to just find out? Percentage marks. Okay. Then question number 6. Temperature of a city in Fahrenheit degrees input through the keyboard. Write a program to convert this temperature into centigrade. Okay. So there is a formula, I think you have studied in your class 12 and all that. C by 5 is equal to F minus 32 by 9. So we know how to convert this Fahrenheit to centigrade. So you just have to implement that formula. Okay, you just take like the value of Fahrenheit, then just calculate what will be in centigrade. Then there is another question. The length and breadth of a rectangle and radius of a circle are input through the keyboard. Write a program in C to calculate the area and perimeter of the rectangle and the area and the circumference of the circle. So this is the question of geometry. You know how to calculate the area and the perimeter of the rectangle as well as the area and circumference of the circle. So what you have to do, just you have to take three values, the length and breadth of rectangle and radius of a circle from the keyboard. Then you have to write the formula so that we can get the output. Two numbers are input through the keyboard into two locations A and B. So write a program in C to interchange the contents of A and B. Okay. So this program is quite tricky, or we can say quite tricky. You just have to implement your logic. Okay. So if we want to interchange two variables, just think in a very basic way. If A have 2 and B equal to 3, if you want to interchange, then obviously we have to take a third value. So we can take another third value C. Then we can store the value of A and C. We can interchange the value of B to A, then again C to A, like that. So you have to write the logic here. So just opposite of this question is question number 9. Write a program to interchange or swap the contents of A and B without using third variable. Means in question number 8, you have to use the third variable, but in question number 9, you can't use the third variable. So you have to add or minus something from A and B and then just build your logic so that you can interchange two values. Then there is the last question. Write a program to find the area of a triangle given base and height as input from the keyboard. So if the base and height is given of a triangle, then we can easily find out the area of the triangle. Okay, so you have to take these two values from the keyboard and then you have to write the formula to find out the area of the triangle. Okay, so this is your assignment. So as always, the total time to do this assignment is 1 week. So I think it is already uploaded. Okay, just download it. Okay, did you people get this assignment or not? Just tell me.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We have got.
Okay, so if you just got this assignment, just go through once and see once, and if you have any doubt, you can ask now, or otherwise you can leave the meeting. But we are here